Yo guys, what's up? I just got back from watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and what a movie, man. I was losing my mind during the entire time I was watching it and I had chills, bro, the entire time. This is not even a joke. Like I had chills the entire time. And this is a non-spoiler review, by the way, so I'm not gonna be giving away any spoilers. Basically, we're following Miles Morales a year and a half after the first movie, and that's where we pick up. So that's all I'm gonna say without giving away spoilers. Like, it's I am lost for words because of how good Miles Morales epic. He was fantastic. The whole family aspect, bro. That was like amazing. That's basically the first half of the movie. Is basically that. Gwen, bro. Gwen was fantastic. That the chemistry between Gwen and Miles was just too good. It was like they said, it's at the heart of this movie. It's a love story between Gwen and Miles, and I think it really stayed true to that. I'm Indian, so I really looked forward to Pavitra Prabhakar, and he was mind blowing. Even though he's not in the movie that much, I think he had like 15 to 20 minutes of screen time. I'm not gonna be surprised if it was even lower than that. But he stole the show for how much he was in the movie, and I personally loved him as a character. Miguel O'Hara, man, he's menacing, and even though he's not the main villain of the movie, uh, it was really good. He was a fantastic actor. Oscar Isaac as Miguel O'Hara, he did a fantastic job. I think this is his first time voice acting, but he did really good. Okay, Ben Riley as Scarlet Spider-Man, he was also amazing. Even though he was not in the movie that much, but he was good. And Spider-Punk was good. He was like kind of this emo guy from that emo phase that teenagers go through. He was kind of that guy. Spider-Woman Jessica Drew, she was awesome, and like she was like a amazing character. She was fantastic to like be around. And man, again, I have to keep saying Gwen and Miles, the love story between them and how they go through all this. And it was really good. And there's like a few concepts in this movie that I was like, shit, that's insane. Cause like I'm not gonna get. I really want. I'm trying so hard not to give away any spoilers because of how I'm like so excited. And that ending, a lot of people might not like that ending, but personally I loved it. And you then again have to remember this is a part one to a two-part story, so this just means that we're gonna have an incredible climax in the second or the third movie in the franchise. Man, the Spot, the main villain of the movie, he was not in the movie as much, but the way they wrote him, he was a funny character, but then he was menacing though. He's funny and menacing, and his backstory was too quirky. It was too like cheesy, but it was fine. I liked it, and the whole theater went nuts, man. During one particular moment in the movie, there's actually three, but one was insane. The whole like thing with Gwen and her universe, and that was very emotional. And the whole thing with there's so much heart in this movie, man. I genuinely just thought I was kind of like lowering my expectations because I really did not want to hate this movie. I really loved the first one. I think it's like one of the best comic book movies ever made. So I was like, shit, if I don't like this movie, this is just gonna be so bad because you know it's the second part to one of my favorite movies. So I have to say this might just be one of my favorite movies because it's so good. It's incredible what they were able to pull off. Like especially with the first one being so good, they set the bar so high, and they just did it. They went better. They went bigger. They went badder, and they went better. That's awesome because when you do sequels, mostly in Hollywood, they go bigger and they go badder, but not necessarily better. So yeah, this is insane, and I swear to God, if that third movie is even as good as this movie, this is gonna be like one of the best comic book trilogies ever made, and just one of the best trilogies in cinema history, bro. It was just so good. It had so much heart. It was heart touching. It was emotional. It was funny. It was like incredible, man. I'm really looking forward to the third movie. I I can't wait. I know we're gonna have to wait, I think, a year, but a lot of people thought that Miguel O'Hara was gonna be the villain, but even though he's not, he's still menacing, right? He's very menacing. He's like, he has this presence, and his backstory, man. His backstory was just incredible. It was too good. And Peter V. Parker, I completely forgot that he was in this movie, but he also was like amazing. Um, he was like, there's this amazing sequence with, they're on this thing that's going up to the moon. It's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, but it's that whole sequence, that whole chase sequence, that was insane. But overall, if I have to say, if I have to give this movie a rating, I would give it a 10 out of 10 or a 9.5. The point 0.5 because the spot's backstory was a bit too quirky, but to be honest, I liked it, so I think we're gonna go with a 10 out of 10, man. I think this might even be my favorite movie because of how good it is. And do not miss this in theaters because it is one of the best theatrical experiences you guys will have. So even go check it out in IMAX. I couldn't personally because seats were full. So even if it was near, I couldn't have gone, and I'm already 3 days late. So yeah, but I went to a pretty good theater, and it was a phenomenal experience. And I have to say, watch it in theaters if you can. Please just watch it in theaters, and preferably in IMAX, because the experience you guys are gonna have is unreal. And we even forgot to talk about the animation, bro. The animation was amazing. It was like, better than any anime, to be honest. I know some of you are gonna get angry, but the animation was too good. And that first movie really just had an impact on the animation, and on like animation movies and like any animated content. And it's like anything you see that's different from like three-dimensional movies, three-dimensional animated movies, you're like, oh, that's kind of like Spider-Verse. But man, this one, you have like a separate art style for every universe, and it was so good. So yeah, 10 out of 10 movie, man. Go check it out in theaters. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again, and I think I've taken already too much of your time. So please go check it out in theaters. It's really good.